Jake here for American Muscle, and today I'm taking a look at the AFE Momentum GT cold air intake in black with the Pro 5R oil filter, fitting 2011 and newer 6.4 liter Hemi Challengers without the shaker hood option. Now this is going to be a really appealing setup for the 6.4 Challenger owner who's looking for both form and function in one easy to install package. This is a premium cold air intake that features a closed air box, a high flow filter, and easy installation for an all-inclusive package that looks as good as it functions. And the best part here is there's no tune required. Now the first thing you'll notice here is that this is a closed box system. Now the box itself here is CAD designed for a snug fit, and it's also one solid piece. Unlike a lot of other quote-unquote closed box systems on the market, there are no extra pieces here. The housing is all molded as one. So this is going to be really good at keeping out the heat, also for the sake of simplicity when it comes to installation and construction. And despite there not being a removable lid, you do get a small little window right here at the top of the box so you can check on the condition of the filter without having to remove anything. Now by now you've no doubt noticed this filter as well. AFE designed the air box to fit around the largest filter possible, which in this case is this 9-inch tall Pro 5R oiled filter. Now the debate of dry versus oiled filters has been going on forever, but the name of the game here is airflow and performance. Now this filter is designed for maximum performance and airflow, and since it is an oiled type, you get a little extra filtration plus the ability to clean and reuse the filter itself. So unlike a dry filter, you can simply clean and re-oil this, and it's going to be pretty much as good as new. So especially if you're looking to keep your car for a while, that can add up to some cost savings for you. Now an oiled filter also has the distinct advantage because it has that layer of oil here. In addition to these nice deep pleats, you've got an extra layer of something to catch debris and little microscopic type pieces that are going to be going in here. So it's going to filter out even more than a dry filter, thus making it a little bit more performance oriented. Now we're not going to be putting this on the dyno, but AFE does claim a noticeable increase in both horsepower and torque. Of course, your results may vary a bit, but you can expect some slight gains. Tuning is not required with this intake, though if you want to make the most of this setup, we would definitely recommend looking into a tune. Now construction of the box and the intake tube here, that polyethylene material and the fact that the box is all one piece with no lid is also going to help with heat insulation, so it keeps that engine bay heat off of the filter. You get some nice resonance from the intake tube as well, so you get an increase in sound versus stock. Now that filter we were talking about earlier is again an oiled design, and it's a 5-layer cotton gauze media with these really deep pleats, and it also has a polyurethane frame. Now AFE claims 98.6% filtration efficiency too, so this is going to get out a lot of stuff before it can work its way into your engine. Pricing is going to come in at about $550, and that does put it toward the higher end of the price spectrum for intakes for this gen of Challenger. However, you are getting a really high quality item here, and the features of the filter and the closed box I do think make this worth it. So if you're shopping for an intake and you're looking to spend a little bit more, you're going to get a good bit of kit here with this one. Installation, like most intakes, is pretty simple, so this is going to get a 1 out of 3 on our difficulty meter. It should only take you about an hour to complete. Now there are a few things that you need to port over from your stock intake, namely that mass airflow sensor, but overall it's a pretty straightforward process, and everything that you need is already included as well, even new clips, your new connector pieces, and even a heat seal for the box itself. And now to show you just what's entailed in this installation, let's throw it over to one of our AM customers.
These are the tools I use to take off the stock intake, and then also the ones I use to put on the AFE's cold air. So you need some ratchets, a 11mm for the AFE, you're gonna need an 8 for the stock. You can also use a flathead if you're gonna need to do some prying. And if you want to make time go by a little bit quicker, having a power tool also helps. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is take off the stock intake. Alright, you got one 8mm bolt right here. You want to keep that because you will reuse that later. Take off the temperature sensor. Your valve cover should just pop off. Hopefully I don't need to take that bar off. This is a 2019 wide body scat pack. Alright, we'll loosen these clamps. Use an 8mm or a flathead. Alright, so here's your stock intake. Compared to AFEs. Quite a bit different. You will need to take this grommet off right here. And your temperature sensor. That just comes off. I like to keep a rag with me if I take anything off. That way it's a good time to come in and clean out all this stuff you usually can't reach. Keep that low body. Alright, now let's see if we can get this top cover off. Alright, well, we got room. We got a cap that goes into this little intake. We gotta take off. Get to it. Pop that off. You got two little screws that are pretty hard to get to. Come over here. So you gotta take this cap off, and you got two set screws, one here, one on the opposite side. This is where that 10 hex goes. Now, if you didn't get that tube, you don't need to do this, but if you did, you do. Let's get off the line. Game of thrills. This is the really tight spot, really hard to get to. And that one goes, one down. You can save those if you ever feel like you're gonna be putting that back on. I myself do not see that happening. There goes that second one. Somewhere down there. This is now part of the car. But then this just comes right off. And again, clean it out. There's gonna be some nastiness in there. Bugs and dirt, all kinds of stuff. Stuff you don't want getting to your intake. Alright, you're going to also take this off your factory intake. Just a little rubber grommet. And you want to stick it right where it used to be. Now you just start putting together the new one. You go on this on the bottom. You'll be able to see the top. Try to pop that in there. Get these little lips. Easy as that. Now once that is there, alright, so now I'm gonna start getting this ready. Get a couple grommets and stuff to put in. Put the air sensor back on this. Put this rubber one right here onto it. Just making sure the back end is seated correctly. Good look right there. Alright, now once that's in there, you got another little piece to throw in. This one's going to test for force. As you see, I got it in there, but I took that grommet with it. You do not want that. Try this. Well, it doesn't say to do this, but I am going to add a little bit of assistance. Be sure to clean that off once you're done with it, though. Alright, there we go. Now that's in there. But, clean that WD-40 off. In the bag somewhere. Here we go. I'm drying. Alright. It is very important to keep this clean. This goes straight to your engine. Double checking, making sure there's nothing I don't want in there. Now for the actual sensor. When you put this in there, we'll find that spot. Just a couple like a key. Go in. We'll have to if you look, let's see my light. Right there. It's like a key. You gotta fit it. Press down and then turn. Yeah, just like that. You should see that little tab. Should be flush with it. And you are in. Then you can go ahead and grab this hose and install that. Alright, now that grommet that we took earlier, that's going to go right here. Alright. Flip it over and install this. This just goes around the edge. As you can see, we got a little bit of an excess. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut that off. There. There we go. Just a bit of thinner cut, but it works. Now we're gonna go ahead and install this over here. Trying to get it set up where we want it. Alright, let's go install this. If you do not have this, comes the cap, you just slide the cap. That is it. Alright, you can see that triangle. We'll try to not put it on top of those wires. That looks good. Go ahead and grab your 8mm. That kind of where you want it. Double check. Don't need to cinch it down too tight just yet. Alright, so that tube's gonna go there. I'm gonna have to put that valve cover back on before I do anything else, because I have that top brace. Definitely recommend doing this. That valve cover back on. Now we're putting this gasket that they supplied onto here. Well, actually, this is going to be an 11mm. Tighten that up. There we go. Alright, now I'm going to slide this one on. Go ahead and get that temperature sensor out where you want it so they're easier to find. supposedly is the hard part. I can totally see that happen. We're trying to work that lip around. All right, finally got that on. Took a little bit, you gotta work that lip around. It likes to get caught. So you have to pry your finger under there to get that back to where you want it. Alright, put this bolt back. I'm gonna grab my 11 again. Start tightening up these clamps. Not too tight, just yet. Be sure when you're tightening them, you have them to where it's going to be easy to get a hold of them anytime you want to have to take this off or do any cleaning of the filter. Feel that tight enough? I'm probably going to reposition that because I don't like how that's just sticking straight up. Get this done faster. And before I tighten that one, I'm going to make sure to go around. It is on where I want it. Once I confirm that. See how I missed that? I want to make sure you're actually on it. Tight hand. I actually need to pop this back off. Just to the side a little bit. So I can work with this hose. That's the one temperature sensor. Try that again. And we're gonna put that right in. And that is it.
That's going to wrap it up here for our review and install of the AFE Momentum GT cold air intake in black with the Pro 5R oil filter fitting 2011 and newer 6.4 liter Hemi Challengers. Thanks so much for watching, and remember, for all things Challenger, be sure to keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.